So to just do a quick video on a chair, as I said in my post, I'm literally taking one from our local store, Argos, just to get rough dimensions so we can figure out the size of it. So the first thing to do is a quick block in. So add in a cube and go to the item, set the dimensions based off this. So 0.91 high, 0.44, 0.50. So 0.91, 0.44, 50. And apply the scale to that. So that's the thing. Now I want the chair, the seat, to be at 45 centimeters. So what I'll do is Control R, add a loop, take that right to the bottom, then GZ 0.45. That tells me that's the seat height. And I'll just work from that now. And I'll come out of that. What I'll do with this is visibility, viewport display. I'll make it wire, all edges wireframe, and that's going to be my base. So again, what I'll actually do is just add in a cube, scale it down, so again 0.5, 0.44. Now I'm just going to scale on the Z to set the sort of chair height. GZ, Control A to set me scale, edit mode, 3 for polygons, select it, GZ to move it up a bit, and then I'm just going to take everything from this. So I'm going to select everything, Shift D, scale, Shift Z, scale Z, oh, 5. So you can just move this around. Excuse me. I'll scale it on the Y to get it roughly thingy, then just scale. Just move it to where I think the leg would go. GZ. Now I have my snapping set to vertex, where I have it automatically turned off, so I can hold Control, GZ, and then that jumps to the 3, select that, GZ, and I'll snap it to the sizer. That actually looks a little too thick, so I'm going to scale that, Shift Z, so it scales on everything but the Z. G, Shift Z, lock it to there. Yeah. So I'll Shift D on the Y, Control, snap it there. Shift DX, Control, snap it there. Shift DY, GY, Control, snap it there. There's the legs. And so we just do the back, take the same thing, go just Shift D, GZ, and GZ again, and snap it to the top of the. That I'll scale on the X because it's a back slat, so I want it thinner. Again, GX, snap. And Shift DY, snap. Right, and I'm just going to be using the same again. I'm going to Shift D, I'm going to RX90, GY, snap, GZ, snap. Turn that on, select that, GY, snap, turn it back off. Right. Now, what I could do here is I'll take 3 and a G on the X and just push that in a bit. GX, push it in a bit, or I could have scaled it on the X, the same thing. So I'm going to take that. Actually, I'll take them. Shift D, GY, move it over here. Select that face, GZ, snap that to there. And this one I will scale on the X. So I'm pulling that in so it's a little thinner than that. Shift D X, at Y even. And I'm going to go Shift R and duplicate that procedure again. L, L, G, Y. Just line them up nicely. Now I'm just going to add some bracing. So I'll take one of them, Shift D, and I'm going to RX90, RZ90, GX, snap it to there, GZ, just move it down to about there, take that, GX, snap it to there, and as you can see that fits in there. I'm going to just select that, scale that slightly, Shift Z, so it just sticks out a little bit. So select that, Shift D, Y, and just move that over on the other one. So there's your chair, and then to add a bevel, I can just delete that, I'm done with it. To have a bevel, all I do for that is just go to the modifiers, add modifier, add a bevel to an angle, and I'm shift while I'm dragging on that and holding shift down. Get a nice little bevel there, ramp up the segments. Now the only downside to that is those need to be going into the head a bit more. Now you can either go in, select these faces, and just drag them in slightly, so GZ, put them into there, and in that case, because I'm not seeing them, I'd actually just delete those faces. So that just looks a bit better. And again, the same with the top of these slats. I'm shift clicking, GZ, move them up a bit into the delete and remove the faces. And that I'll actually just GZ, take that down a little because it looks nicer. And there we go. And that's a simple chair. I mean, if you wanted to add a cushion, you could just select that face, duplicate it, scale it, take it along the X a bit, extrude it up a little, scale it in, do a Control B to bevel, drag out and run it. That's too scaled in, so I'll scale that out a bit more now, Control B. And there's your cushion. And if I want to name these differently, I'll select all of them, go in here, add a material, call it chair, add another material, call it cushion, with those still selected, assign. So if I then turn this on, we can take the chair, we can make that a sort of browny colour, and we can make the cushion a red colour. And there you go, simple chair. Right mouse, shade smooth, go to your bevel modifier, click on harden normals, and I'd also go in here into my normals. I'd set auto smooth to say 60. And there we are. One chair. That simple. So I hope that helped.